Hello there. Welcome to, well, I was gonna say Sonic and the Moon Facility, but going off of what happened last stream with good old Sonic and the Fallen Star, we're just gonna finish it off before we get on to Moon Facility proper. You can just consider it sort of a previously on segment. As yes. I will admit, when it comes to Moon Facility, it's one which I only really found out about last stream. Oh yeah, welcome. Oh yes, here we have definitely definitely took the time out to be able to pull this off. So hopefully the cutscenes work. Otherwise, I think we may have to improvise. Anyways, let's just start off with a good old Thunder Turbine, good old Thunder Mountain, and I just hope that the cutscenes work as they should. So this is going to be interesting playing around with Supersonic a little bit, because I haven't really done it that much. Also, apologies if commentary is a little bit lacking this time, not exactly in the... It's been sort of a bit of a tiring session, because of course last night's stream went on a fair bit, so we'll just see what happens. Yeah, just playing through this and just feeling how Sonic just schmooves around like this. It's a sense what I've sort of forgotten, just how nice Sonic just feels to play in this whole game. Just like being able to curl from a jump, it just feels so natural, yet it's something that you never ever see. I mean, granted, we already have seen this before, so... Actually, you know what? Because, of course, we have a gallery option here. Showcases all the cutscenes. Meaning I can just do this. Because, yeah, you basically get to unlock and review all the cutscenes after you go through all the game. I think we already seen this one, so... Going off of what happened last time when we beat up Robotnik. A hero molded by light. This is presuming that you got all the emeralds. Well, we did it. It sure was a tough battle, wasn't it, Tails? How could I possibly not seen this coming? Oh wow, they're actually showing them torture. This is probably more intense than whatever torture Sonic went through in Forces. Except, but wait. Ah, shoot, he got the emeralds, didn't he? Time for a Sailor Moon transformation by the looks of it. Using the power of friendship. And all the memories we made on this adventure. Look at that, I'm gonna give you seizures, Robotnik. Uh-huh. Don't worry, Tails, I got this. Fancy schmancy new Sailor Moon form. One day I'm gonna get a form like that, just you see, Sonic. Anyways, time for a bit of a bass bottle by the looks of it. Let's do it. Stardom Sanctuary. And this is like the big standout thing in this game. The fact that Sonic gets a new super form, wholly unique to this experience. Using the power of both the Chaos Emeralds and the Fallen Star from the title, Sonic is able to, I'm not 100% certain as what this form is called. I think it's just, I want to say Starfall Sonic, even though that's a title that may be better fitting for Supersonic. I think that is an interesting way to think about it, because this is alongside Supersonic. Yeah, I felt this for quite a little bit. Just the form Sonic takes to the end of Final Horizons, Hypersonic, and now this. Just all feel more so like different sort of flavors of the same idea, that being an ascended Supersonic. I think that's an interesting way of putting it. Oh, you actually get to see his health bar there, I just noticed. Looks like he's about to get a little bit serious. Or is he? Here I am, just casually hitting you a whole bunch. Okay. Oh, Nova Sonic, right. I guess that's an interesting way of putting it. I just assumed Starfall Sonic seemed to be the name that made sense here, but yeah. Generally speaking, I feel as though the idea of a Supersonic 2, or just generally speaking Supersonic Plus, is something which I feel we've seen a fair bit throughout the series, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again at some point. I think generally speaking, especially now with Final Horizons, I feel the sort of they've sort of really opened Pandora's box on the whole Supersonic 2 concept, meaning I have a feeling that we're mostly just going to be seeing it a lot more often. Like, I imagine with just all the Gen 3 Pokemon, Gen 3 Sonic games now, it's just going to be a feature. Also, yeah, this is surprisingly tricky. Yeah, we're just gonna see how far we can get into this. It really feels as though you really gotta pay attention to the boss's movements. Like, obviously when he does his cannon move, you just go around the other what are you doing? Let's see, Spike. Not really sure how you're supposed to avoid those spikes. I'm sure I'll learn eventually. It's just like this laser thing, you just go behind him and then hopefully it works. I will say though, definitely improvement over Superstar's final boss, but that's not exactly saying much. You see, you just land a whole bunch of free hits on him whilst he's doing that. I just love how janky he moves like when he does that. It's just so funny. You just gotta keep an eye out when he just teleports to you like that. You left yourself wide open, you fool. Okay, so I'm guessing... Okay, so he just teleports right next to you and does it, right. This seems as though you burn through rings quite quickly with this whole fight. I'm so close I can almost taste it! Never mind. Kinda wish the rings had a... Yeah, you'd think that would be in the case in this sort of fight, but especially since rings seem a little bit difficult to just sort of grab in the heat of the moment. It's like when he teleports to you, then he does his little Big Bang attack. His super explosive wave. I generally feel the spike attack is the one that's going to be messing me up the most. This still looks so janky. You can definitely tell this is fan-made. He's moving like he's in a YouTube poop. There we go. I think I'm doing it. I think I'm schmoovin' now. We got this. Unless he pulls some sort of secret technique when it gets to super low health, I think we got this. Do kind of wish that the screen was more zoomed out for this, though, so you could more properly see a lot of his attacks going off. Especially that spike one, it really seemed like the sort that would mess you up quite a bit. Come on! Super close now, I can taste it. Oh, I think we got it. Yay! Consider this your fallen star, Robotnik. If this is Nova Sonic, we're Sin Sonic. Oh, that's Nazo. Well, my job's here's done. Well, I guess we won. Here's the fallen star. I'll have to go join the rest of his family off on the Comet Observatory. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Hmm? Alright, Tails is down there. Yep, it's just another day at the office for me. Look at him descend all magnificently, so majestic. I really should have brought the tornado for this. Hey, look at this, Tails. Somehow I get to defy physics now. Or I guess not. I suppose it makes a little bit more sense here with Sonic doing the more sort of cinematic, I'm gonna descend slowly like I'm Superman. But yeah, generally speaking, this seems a lot more reminiscent of the ending to Sonic 2. We're in the bad ending. Ah, so technically speaking, Tails still catches him. One day I'm gonna get my very own cool super from. You'll see Sonic. You'll all see. And now it just looks like he's yawning. Yeah. Generally speaking, this whole experience has been quite the, It is quite a beautiful game, I'll just say that much. And the movement mechanics just feel super tight, though the special stages, you weren't lying when you said they got quite rough. Thank you for playing. Scottish. Yep, get used to it. It's basically become a feature of the channel at this point in time, and I think... Yep, back to the postcards, and I don't think there's any way for us to skip the credits this time. Oh, fade to black, so I guess I was wrong. So yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, and now we get on to the more interesting meat and potatoes of the whole thing. It's time to go on to the sequel, technically speaking. This is going to be interesting, I assume. Here we go. Sonic and the Moon Facility. Watch this destroy my computer, one way or another. It's not perfect. Let me just get it up on screen right here. The Moon Facility. It should not be sold. It is free and always will be free. Yep. Very much looking the same as, Mr. Lost Potential of Fan Game. Oh! So, I didn't know Silver was in this game. Wait for it. Sonic and Tails, back at it again. In yet another one of their funky adventures. In the Moon Facility. Looking like the Forgotten Kingdom from Kirby. Again, very much, oh, not the moon medals again. I thought we'd gone past this with Unleashed. Alright. Let's just get into it. Thanks for playing. So, again, multitude of different save files. So we have Ogilvy, we have Miles. Yeah, just the same as no. It's almost like they never left. Yet exactly. So, let's just get into it with good old Ogilvy. A much more serious visual art style compared to the cutesy visuals of Starfall. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing... I mean, already this is looking like a major improvement. Like, wow, we actually have animated cutscenes. With, where you can see just, the colors just passing through the line work there. The Moon Facility. We've already off to a good start. With brand new running animations as well, looking a lot more serious. Yeah, we'll say though, really digging this art style. Like, this is the sort of, this is how I've always, this is sort of, let me start again. This sort of look is something that I'd really want for Sonic. Just, you know, get rid of the mono eye, give him the green eyes, and me personally, I'd say we'd be golden. Down here, I'm thinking. Ooh. Let's see what's back. Nothing back here by the looks of it. Again, looks very, very similar to Fallen Star, as you would expect. Ooh, let's see how the lightning shield... Yep. Thunder shield looks the exact same. Oh, you can even do it out of a spring. That's... It really is quite cool. Also really like how the normal shield looks here. Even though I could definitely see it being confused with the bubble shield. Maybe that's the point. It's more bubble-like. Of course, you have all the sort of stuff you'd expect. You got the peel out, you got the drop dash, which, again, kind of wish we still had the double spin attack from free, but I'm not overly fussed about it. Just, generally speaking, just stuff which allows Sonic to be more differentiated from Tails and Knuckles is always good. And, oh. You ruined my mood there, Robot. Yeah, just, Fire Shield seems pretty cool here. It's basically just the Burst Wisp from Colors DS. Another game I'm probably gonna have to play through at some point. It's gonna be interesting as to whether or not I do that or, Colors on the Wii first. I don't know, for some reason I never really felt compelled to get Colors on DS. I guess because I figured, oh, it just, looks like more of the same in terms of just Rush Adventure. That and I already have the console version, so why would I bother? Even though I've heard a lot of good things about Rush DS. We'll see, though. Right now, just holding right. I mean, there's not really much to say here. It's just a lot of the sort of stuff I mentioned last time. It was like, all you have to do is hold right or hold down, and then you basically win. Oh, hey, it's the boss. Knock him up. Mess him up. Whoop that sucker to death. Wait. Did I not take damage there? Oh. So it's like he holds in place for like a specific point, and then he just focuses fire on that one point. Kinda seems like a silly design for Robotnik to do at this stage. Well, what's he doing? What's he doing? You monster! You're actively destroying... You're destroying this, like, ancient facility. Yeah, no idea why you're doing that. It seems kinda dumb. Just shooting where I was, except instead of shooting where I am, where I'm going... Oh. Oh. Okay. So that's where it gets a little bit tough. You just have to ensure that you have it aiming not... Okay, so it's a little bit more nuanced than I was anticipating, still. Pretty easy. Piece of cake. This is off. All this stuff is... It was really going to be cutscenes between each zone, some acts like mini-bosses, special stages never finished, and there's no... Yeah. So we're basically just going through the levels as we go. So in which case... I heard that there was a fair bit of a falling out with regards to the team behind this, Alpine Avenue. Looking fairly similar to the first zone in Fallen Star. I will admit, with regards to the whole... Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I kind of feel this is something that tends to happen a lot with regards to a lot of fan projects nowadays, in which it's like, oh, there's a good start and a lot of potential, and then just there's a lot of falling out between creatives, and nothing ends up getting done ultimately. Machines from here in the Moon Facility company with reporting moon-related experiments got shut down because of it, and suddenly the series started back up. Sonic Tails come... Okay, so it seems as though, at least conceptually, no Robotnik involved. Until, of course, I'm guessing the plot was, oh, it actually is Robotnik. It would be kind of interesting if it was a villain that wasn't Robotnik, though. You know, just sort of spice things up. Just new villains. I'm always down for new villains, because it feels as though a lot of villains we've gotten in the past, aside from Robotnik, have just either been just one-offs, or generally speaking, not exactly all that interesting. Noticing a lot of Tails sigils here. I'm guessing that's just tutorial stuff specifically for Tails. Well, that's an interesting effect of the speed shoes. It's like after images, but with more. Okay, so flowers seem to act depending on how fast you're going. Yeah, kind of a feel this is something that this sort of feeds back into something which I fought back all the way back when I was when I streamed the Final Fantasy Sonic X games. Just really get the sense that between that and Nazo Unleashed, we don't really tend to see a lot of really massive sort of fan base defining fan projects get made. Or either that, or stuff that seems like it would be really cool. Like, I think Sonic Utopia is a good example. Just never really sees much fruition. It just ends up being a broken dream. Well, that was pretty neat, I guess. Imagine there's just a whole lot of stuff to speculate with a game like this. Grumpy Frog Boy. Now it's a Slumpy Frog Boy. Well, here we go again. Going into a town. Oh, we actually are going through a town. Feels as though you don't really see a lot of this in Classic Sonic. Actually, just going through an actual town, as opposed to just the Mr. Hedgehog, as opposed to Mr. Wonder Man. No, I feel that's... Speaking of Wonder Man, I feel that's a particular aspect of sort of Sonic musical history that doesn't really tend to get brought up much. I mean, aside from that one infamous Sonic Paradox short, which I guess in a way just sort of ruined it for a lot of people, just associating it with shirtless Robotnik, even though in reality it's pretty sure it was used to sort of promote Sonic Free back in the day. At least that's what I remember, at least from the music videos, showing a lot of Sonic Free gameplay. Yeah, with regards to fanworks, it really is a shame because I feel as though for the longest time the fan base isn't quite as, I suppose, innovative as it once was, or at the very least a lot of the original innovators and real sort of big names in the fandom have already just sort of become part of the creative process. Evan Stanley with Ghosts of the Future immediately comes to mind, where, like, I remember seeing a lot of Ghosts of the Future, thinking it was pretty neat, just yet another example of trying to make Silver relevant and cool even though he isn't. Oh. Another train. Going up against the major boss. Alright, let's see what you got here. Let's see how you're going to ruin my day. Oh, you're supposed to hit the things up top, right. Except I have a I was gonna say except I have a bubble shield, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, you think you're just supposed to jump up on those platforms there in order to get some free... Or, you know, just use the terrain to your advantage. Bonk. I guess this is supposed to be a bit more mysterious. I kind of feel it feels a little bit more generic without any indication of, oh, who could the villain possibly be behind the wheel? It definitely isn't Robotnik. You can be certain of that. Yep, it's more of these in particular. Oh. Okay, so you just stand on the boxes and you, Oh. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit tougher than I thought. You're not going to worry about score, so just, going to worry about making it through. Alright, here goes again. I think I have a better idea as to what to do here now. Alley-oop. I mean, I say that, and immediately just get punished anyway. You know, part of me's sort of been thinking about sort of re-evaluating a lot of my stances with the series, because nowadays I tend to sort of constantly get the feeling of, why do I like this series again? And I kind of feel as though I need to go back through a fair few games in order to sort of re-evaluate that sort of thought process. Probably starting at the very least with Sonic 1, and then maybe going all the way up to Adventure 2. Maybe even further, because I've already streamed, like, Heroes, and I'm going to be streaming Shadow later in the year. Guess just going on a whole big reevaluation tour. What do y'all reckon? Took you long enough. Alright, who's the mysterious man behind the mask? I'm sure we would have gotten an idea at this point, except there's no cutscenes. Okay, next level. Rapids Ravine. Ooh. This sounds like it's gonna be fun. Like, there's one thing I noticed as well about Fallen Star. It's like, wow, they found a way to make water levels fun in this game. Let's see if that's, oh, this is pretty neat. It's like Quartz Quadrant, except it's vertical. Oh, that's fun. It's like, there's a lot of fun level design sort of gimmicks here, which I kind of wish were in an official game. Just like, this feels so much more inspired compared to something like Superstars. Look at that, just moving about this level just feels like a joy. There's a cool Google driving great video of all the content in the game if you're curious. Yeah, I'll see if I can have a look if we have the time. Oh, and Caterpillar's just ready to jump scare you. At least I'm still sure they're called Caterpillars in Japanese. I'm mostly just going off of the names that I remember as a kid. Like, you got crab meat, you got coconuts. You got Caterpillar, you got Bat Brain. You got Slicey, you got Shellcracker. You know, that sort of thing. Where am I going? Literally just went in a circle. Yeah, one thing I'm noting here, really getting the sense is like, oh, the fun water levels in Sonic games are the ones where you still get to go fast and not Labyrinth Zone, basically. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bother getting the emeralds in whenever I stream Sonic 1, but at the same time, it's just... I've done it before, and it's gonna be interesting going through Labyrinth Zone again, because I don't think I felt it was all that bad at the time, but it's gonna be interesting going back to it and thinking, oh, it actually was as bad as everybody says it is, or the polar opposite to that. Yeah, this is sort of reminding me a little bit of a level from Roboblast 2, actually. This sort of... ooh, what's this? I think that's one of the moon medals. It's like the first one I've ever gotten. Much appreciated. Because right now, this, definitely gotta say, this is definitely one of the more interesting Sonic water levels I've ever experienced. Do definitely kind of wish we got more stuff. Oh. It's a cute... Oh, this robot's actually kind of adorable. It's just a cute little mole. Oh, it's got, the warning lights, just like in 14. To tell you, oh, better steer clear of this area, otherwise you're gonna die. Better hop out of your ley lines. Says me, who mained Black Mage for, like, most of the expansions. Evolving fine stance on Sonic 1. Enjoyed it for what it was, the sequels and... Yeah, exactly. I've honestly, feel as though I'll probably get into this whenever I stream Sonic 1, but I've always sort of viewed Sonic 1 as more sort of, I know a lot of people tend to view Sonic as more like a shonen anime. In that sense, I tend to consider Sonic 1 to be the pilot episode, and CD to be the weird OVA spin-off. Which is kind of cool. And memorable. Oh, this looks a little bit more interesting, a little bit more dark. I mean, so far, aside from the lack of cutscenes, this is seeming fairly well put together. I'm guessing it's more so just the levels themselves were mostly finished. Though, what's going on with the shield's positioning, though, definitely feels like it's something which was done sort of... It doesn't seem finished. The way it doesn't actually appear on Sonic there, and just focuses on the actual sort of handhold. Ow. Yeah. I mostly main Black Mage, mostly just because I had this character who I pictured as a Black Mage. Obviously, sort of developed them more and more so as time has gone on with a little help. To basically just be an alchemist who wants to be a Black Mage but sucks at it. And has, you know, an evil staff which has terrible magic powers in it, and I'm not sure if anyone would be too interested in seeing stuff about my characters like that. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, we're on a Metal! Back for round 2, I see. Liking the new paint job. Assuming that is actually you, Metal. You do definitely look familiar enough. But obviously you're still no match for me. Oh. Definitely got a little bit more going on this time, don't you, Metal? Seriously, it's like whenever Metal shows up, I can't help but not do that. I can't not do that voice anymore. I feel like the Generation streams just sort of ruined me on that regard. What are you up to now, Metal? What are you planning on doing? Oh. That's pretty interesting. Again, I'm just assuming this is Metal. Just with a nice little coat of paint. Nice little just sort of remodeling of like, oh, he's Metal Moon Sonic now. He's totally different. Okay, I think I'm starting to get this down now. Just casually just collided in midair. It's great. Love it. Oh, you got shields now, Metal, huh? You're really pulling out all the tricks, huh? Too bad I'm still the real deal. Later, buddy. This version of Metal Sonic is actually playable. Ooh, that's pretty neat. Well, game level design is very just extra circuits and boss special. Gotcha. Yeah, you can probably tell that my favorite voice for Sonic outside of Kanemaru is Martin Burke. Again, I just find the OVA dub to just be as iconic as a lot of the 4Kids voice work, if not more so. Just there's so many memorable lines to me in the OVA. This world isn't big enough for both of us, and one of us has to go. You know, sort of like that. Ooh. A lot more destructible rocks with springs in it. We're getting into familiar territory now. starting to wonder, this sort of reminds me of a level I think in Sonic before the sequel, or maybe after the sequel, one of the two, where Tails comes across these old, like basically the pollen puffs or whatever they were from Yoshi's story and gets high. At least I think that's what happened, and I know there was a Tails level in which he got high off stuff that looked like those cotton balls. Him and Tails are... Yeah, exactly. I kind of wish they had more of that dynamic in game. Yeah, just sort of the fun, troublesome duo. At least I feel for the most part it's mostly in line with what I think most people assume Sonic to act like, aside from, of course, the infamous "Shut up, Tails!" which is, I think, what most people remember the OVA for. Even I thought that was wild back when I was a kid, just hear him just snap like that. It's like, you never see Sonic actually do that, and when he does, people die. According to Sonic X. It's like, you better not tick me off. Narcissus, or people are gonna die, starting tonight. I'm a hedgehog at my word. If I ever do go for the Archie comics, I'm gonna have an absolute ball playing Scourge, I think. He was just trying to listen to his yeah, exactly, he was trying to listen to his tunes on his banging stereo. Can't exactly fault him for that. I sort of get cranky as well when I'm at work and that happens. Down here, I think. Yeah, this really, just sort of the shield really does sort of remind me of the Burst Wisp. Except, of course, you only get sort of free charges of it per jump. Okay, here we are. Oh, it's another robot with a buzzsaw. What's he gonna do with it? He's gonna phase through the floor. And just, yeah, he is certainly schmoovin', isn't he? Look at him go. Can anybody stop this man? Are you gonna do anything different aside from just go back and forth? This is just like, the egg drill car, except slightly faster. Okay, you did hit me there, but you got anything more? You literally had nothing more for me, huh? Alright, let's just move on. Very burstful. Yeah, exactly. There's one thing I will definitely give the shields in these games. They are definitely fun to use. Like, especially the lightning shield. Just having that little downwards burst is just so satisfying when you actually manage to get it just right. Okay. More bamboozling. One thing I've also noticed as well, these levels tend to give you a running start, which I feel is kind of new. Wait, do these things just give you a free bubble? I kind of like that. Oh yeah, this definitely seems more sort of traditional water level territory here, like good old aquatic ruin. Love getting just constantly run through by Grounder. Also, yeah, does the lightning shield actually work underwater? No, it doesn't, and it doesn't even kill all the enemies. It's like a little detail I really liked in Sonic 3 as well. Just the fact that, the lightning shield underwater could basically act as... Oh no. Not again. Come on. Bubbles. Bubbles. I'm dying here. There we go. Well, what do we got here? It just feels as though we're going deeper and deeper. It feels as though at some point Sonic's just gonna bump into the planet core. You are gonna go down to the planet core in the bongo. That's how this feels at this point in time. Like we're just going to end up somehow going through the planet and ending up in Feed. Oh, we actually have invincibility. I don't know, it feels as though we tend to never really see invincibility nowadays. Ah. Free bubbles by the looks of it. Come on, give me the invincibility. Give me the invincible. Thank you. Yeah, it really feels as though we very rarely get to see this nowadays, outside of, obviously, Santiago's Levels and Forces, and I think it was also in Team Sonic Racing. It just... I don't know. I think in general I just tend to miss the power-ups in Sonic a lot. Because you don't really... there isn't really much of a use for them in the boost games. I feel a bit of a shortcoming with them, I'd personally say. Just... it tends to sort of diminish exploration and the chance of bumping into a whole bunch of interesting items on your journeys. Like, the only real item I feel has endured... Actually, I tell a lie. I was gonna say extra life. Oh. What is this? Hey, I'm dying here. Oh, a bounds round. And yep, it's pinball. Obviously, it's pinball. Why wouldn't it be? Why would it be anything else aside from pinball? Okay, and I don't... Nice. Yeah, I don't think the bumpers don't work here. It's just a matter of pressing the jump button in order to make it go. We'd be able to make it up to the top. I will say though, I definitely do quite like the background here. It really feels like an evolution of the Icarus bounds round. Yeah, exactly. It's a bounds round. Yeah, it really feels like a sort of evolution of the Sonic 1 special stage with how psychedelic its backgrounds get. Only it's more sort of thematically appropriate, not just psychedelic aquarium. Oh yeah, it's Chainsaw Man. Kinda weird that I can just damage his chainsaws like this, but I'm sure it's fine. Hey, we see... we're making progress. I have no idea what I'm doing, but apparently it's still working. I think it's only got, like, one thing left. Come on, get down here so I can blow up your chainsaw. Or whatever that's supposed to be. A little bit, though. That's pretty metal. Just... nothing but chainsaw hands. Alright, anything more for me? Oh. We're in the sky now. I was about to say, was there no music for this section? But it just took a while to kick in. Oh. More of these background shenanigans, I see. Ow. Come on, tank. I have invincibility frames. You can't do anything. It's the anime people like. Catch you later. Oh yes, Chainsaw Man reference goes in the video here. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Can't wait to see what we got next. It is... wait for it. Shimmering... oh. Sewer level. Mooning, not respons... what was that? Freezing, proceed with caution. What was that whole thing about, never mind. Yeah. Sewer level usually means nothing good. Sewer level with ice. And, yeah. Noticing this game has a lot of water levels. Freezing, proceed with caution, yeah. Yeah, really seems to be liking the water levels here. Which, definitely an interesting choice, considering nobody likes Sonic water levels, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure the one people like most is, like, Hydrokaiti, and even then, it's sort of a, best of the worst scenario. Do often get sort of... oh, we're back. Yeah, it's just the whole running on water thing. It's something that I wish the classic game, the 2D games, could do a lot more of. Just because it's super cool whenever he does it. I mean, he's absolutely not responsible for ice-related injuries whatsoever, no sorry. Oh yeah. Seems like a very trustworthy company. Like ages. To be this good takes ages. Or, you know, the Pokemon Company. Because you know how good they are with their business practices. Like, I am kind of surprised that they haven't, like, tried to waver off, Oh, we actually have a ring here. The first one we found. And, oh no. Is this... I was about to say, it looks very much like the... It looks very much like the, But what is going on? It's looking like the intro to Buddha... Oh, this is pretty neat. Oh, it's a shooter. It's Arkanoid. Yeah, I will admit, this is definitely not what I was expecting from a special stage, but... Oh, and we have power-ups as well. Yeah, this is pretty cool so far. Like, in terms of special stages, this is like, wow. This is like something I would have never expected to see from a special stage. Like, the only other time I've really seen Supersonic actually in special stages would be... Oh, well, there's a Chaos Emerald. No point to getting these, so I'm not gonna bother getting more. Yeah, that's like one of the most fun special stages I've ever actually experienced. And the only time I've ever actually seen Supersonic in the special stages was with Roboblast for, Discount Nights. I'm just thinking I'm probably gonna have to stream, Roboblast 2 at some point. Anyway. Only the first and second of design, unfortunately, because it's... Yeah, it is really fun. Also, who put the springs in the middle of the dang sewer? Oh, not this again. I know your tricks. I know you plan to just trap me in ice and then just kill me. Alright, what do you want me to do here, game? Go somewhere else, I guess. Well, there's springs over here. Alright, let's see where this leads. I think we're getting back on track here. Or not. Come on, let me out of this ice. Starting to get a little bit tougher, and there's another ring over there. It really is kind of a shame that, oh, we're back here again. Yeah, I think we do have to go this way. I almost want to say it's sort of, epidemic with, the fans just sort of, getting into arguments and just, getting super discordant with each other and not exactly being the most hospitable and friendly bunch, but... Obviously, you could put that down to social media, but I know for a fact that this is something which has been going on before Twitter was sort of a big thing. I can feel a lot of my problems with the Sonic fanbase spawn way before even then. Like, I'm not sure if any of you youngins remember stuff like Sonic Passion. If you don't, then good. You probably don't need to know. But it really just seems as though, oh, and there's... seeing a lot of giant rings in this level. I know this is probably just a general thing with a lot of fandoms, but it really feels as though the Sonic fandom in particular really seems like a bit of a hotbed for people with mental illness. Obviously, I don't want to get too deep into it, because I'm probably not the right person to do so, but at the same time, it's just something I can't help but notice throughout all my time playing and observing the Sonic community. Just, they're really into that sort of thing. They really are quite unhinged like that for the most part. Like, they're really the sort of person who will actively take any legitimate criticism as a actual legitimate insult to themselves. Okay, so it's the case where you take damage and then your time grows short for you. I see. So rings don't seem to do much for the time. It's just a matter of blowing up all these robots. I'm guessing you have to reach a certain score limit for this. Yeah, so far though, I'm definitely having quite the fun time though. Maybe running out of time very quickly though, I will say. Okay, so blowing one of those up gives you another 30 seconds by the looks of it. As in very rapidly running out of time. Yep. It is the yeah. Definitely feels that way. And again, I feel as though I really sort of have to reevaluate my relationship with this series, because whilst I do at least recall enjoying a fair few of the games, I want to make absolutely sure, because I really get the sense if I were to just sort of give up on the series entirely, that I'd just be letting these sort of people win over me, as I previously mentioned. And I don't want that. I don't want these sort of people ruining my enjoyment of things for me. I think this is where we're supposed to be going. Yeah, this looks about right. But a lot of these sprites do look like they only go one way, which is kind of strange. This way, I think? Yeah, there we go. Not sure I've already mentioned it before, but I do kind of feel if people were interested in the sort of characters that I've managed to cobble together with help, I have been highly considering just sort of trying to detach them as much as possible from the Sonic series, just one, out of ease with regards to the creative process, and B, mostly just because uncertainty as to whether I'd want them to be associated or not. Unfortunately, yeah. Oh, it's Red Eye. Yeah, it's Red Eye from Death Egg. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. Especially considering the fact that the games I've felt so negative about. That took no time at all. Anyways, yeah, I definitely feel it's a lot worse, especially considering a lot of what I'd seen mostly just stems from the 2010s era of Sonic, with just a lot of the self-deprecation that was going on during the time with the series, and generally a lot of the right. Oh, this is pretty neat. Like getting our fun little kart racing segment here. You know, just generally speaking, the social media aspect of the Sonic series, just generally being all just super duper self-deprecating, and wanting to seem as though they're self-aware and just like, oh look, we're the company that made Sonic 06, but we're not that bad anymore, right? Even though many would argue that they are still that bad, even to this day. Just that, and the writing just being... I'll probably get into this whenever I do, like, Team Sonic Racing, but I do clown a lot on the creatives that are currently in the Sonic series. You know, Flynn, Evan Stanley, and the like. I still think I prefer them over Pontac and Graf. I'll just say that much. Like, it's not... like... They're not great, and obviously their priorities aren't exactly in the series' best interest, but part of me would still prefer them, even though, I suppose in a way, thinking about it a little bit more, I can at the very least respect Pontac and Graf for sort of, at the very least, knowing their limitations, just knowing that they weren't exactly the most knowledgeable writers for the series, and just opting to basically do the rights as equivalent to putting the fries in the bag. They just did what they thought was serviceable, and I guess tried to have a couple of laughs at it along the way. Obviously, I didn't find it funny, but I guess some people did. Obviously, it's not what I prefer for this series, but again, I'll probably have to go back through a lot of the 2010s games just to sort of reevaluate my thoughts, because I don't tend to think about them all that much. Just recently, I've just been realizing that I don't tend to think of games like Forces that much, and just being happy about it. Why is the bubble shield a square? Because they really like their funky looking shields. Wait till you see the lightning shield. Your head will probably explode. Just want to check real quick and see if I can... No, I don't think I am at the appropriate angle in order to get that. I guess we're just going this way then. Yeah, the shields, I definitely do think they are quite more on the quirky side. Just... Ah yes, it's a bubble shield, except it's a square. Alright, boss time. Oh look, it's another whale boss. I'm starting to wonder if or not they're just reusing boss fight from Fallen Star. Sort of feels like that, especially with this one. Okay, it's doing it a little bit differently, but again, it's another boss that's just a giant fist. Let's just get plenty of opportunities to just oh, second phase. And oh look, it's Bioshock. It's Bioshock in the background. At least that's the first thing that comes to mind, just when I see Underwater City. Probably should get some air. Or not. The other bosses were attempts to improve on previous works. Okay, so it's more sort of trying to do the same thing but better. Gotcha. Wheels. Sort of feels like we're getting close to the end here, doesn't it? Okay, Urban Umbrella. Ooh. Again with the alliteration. Yeah, I'm guessing we're now basically in the Bioshock city. And I gotta admit, I do kind of wish we got more interest. Oh, we got rail grinding as well. Heck yeah. I do definitely wish we got a lot more creative level concepts. Wait, is that just yeah, it is that fountain again, except less detailed. Sonic still isn't taking the leak. I mean, obviously, we can clown on the fact that they just use Green Hill, Chemical Plant, and Sky Sanctuary all the time, but something that I've definitely wished, especially post-Frontier, is just we'll get some new, interesting level concepts like this, because this is cool. It's like, this is how you make stuff which you can then bank on for nostalgia years later, as opposed to just constantly cannibalizing on a set amounts of games which were released in the 2000s, just making it seem as though you're admitting that the series peaked in the 2000s. Or at least in 2001. Okay, I think we just have to... There we go. Yeah, just generally speaking, just going through a lot of these levels, it really is a shame this was cancelled, because I'm having a ball. Starting to think as though I might be getting a little bit lost, though. Starting to notice that a lot. It just, if you're not paying attention, you do tend to realize, oh, you're going in circles. Sort of reminds me of Launch Base in that aspect. Oh, what's this? What's this now? Run at the speed of sound in style, with new Michael Jackson themed shoes. That's another thing as well, thinking about it. Just, I know that in the design process, at the very least, with Sonic's shoes, there was a lot of heavy Michael Jackson influence, and part of me kind of wishes that we got sort of more Michael Jackson influence in the series, because it really feels as though they're kindred spirits of just being icons of the 90s. Even though I'm pretty sure as well Michael was also popular in the 70s and the 80s, so I'm sure you get what I mean. I mean, especially with a lot of the sort of poppy influence of a lot of the old Genesis tracks, I just feel it's a good fit. Along with, of course, the boot rock. What do you think of how much official Sonic Me likes to reference Green Hill? I hate it. Like, it's like, I get it, I know it's the first level from the first game, but even then, I just kind of wish we got, at the very least, some more representation. It's like, we got Generations for a reason. It's like, if you're gonna just keep reusing aspects from Generations, at least use all the levels from Generations, am I right? You know, just... You know, some City Escape here, some Speed Highway there. At least give us some variety if you're just gonna reuse... Oh. It's Heavy Magician, except not. He's packing heat. Or she's packing heat. Also, I just love how the frowny face there is just a scribble. It's like the badly drawn Roll-Say sprite in Deltarune. Each level has a little blurb and doodle related to the... Oh, I haven't actually been checking the pause screen. Guess I'll just have to do that real quick. Maybe we'll have a little look at it once we're done here. Okay, back in Urban Umbrella. Welcome to BioShock. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog. Can press A to do drop dash. An underwater city in the Buble. The bottom of the ocean suddenly looks like a starry sky. They even have festivals and cafes down here. I gotta wonder who actually lives here. Well, the bot was screaming and not frowning. Yeah, he's just doing the frowny face. His mouth is an M. Okay, this looks gorgeous. Yeah, this just... Oh, I love this. Like, again, we're getting a lot of water-themed levels in this game, but at the same time, it's just... Oh... It sort of reminds me of the, I forget the name of it, the pirate theme level in Rush Adventure, except... Oh, it just looks beautiful. I'm seriously in love with this level. At least in terms of its aesthetics, it just... sort of mesmerizing in a way. Obviously, I have no idea how exactly they grow plants down here without sunlight, but... At the same time, it just looks sublime. Like, especially being able to see the ocean over there at the top of the screen, it's just... I love it. This is what Mania 2 could have been if... Yeah, exactly. This is... I'm still not gonna let that go. I really want to see Evening Star take a crack at a 3D game. Just to see what happens. Like, sure, it may not, be as great as I think I'd probably be hyping it up to be, but... I'd still at least like to see the attempt, see what they do. Just try and make sort of a more accurate translation of Classic into 3D. Because I reckon they could do it. But obviously I don't think it's going to be quite... Oh, another ring. The art in this game is legit... Oh, yes, definitely. Alright, let's try to have another go at the special stage. Flying over the deserts. Still leads me to wonder as to whether this would have had more sort of psychedelic imagery like in CD as well. Like, just... I don't know, I could probably see the final, like, 7th Emerald of this just being you trying to gather the Chaos Emerald whilst on the moon. You know, something cool like that. I mean, obviously I could just make some sort of Edge Runners reference, but at the same time, just... I don't know. Just generally speaking, just supersonic fights on the moon just generally seems like something that's pretty cool. Or just generally speaking, just, Sonic levels on the, Actually, just thinking of it, would be just amazing, wouldn't it, if we got an actual, like, Sonic level on the broken moon. Just going through, like, the surrounding asteroid belt as well, just... I can imagine that just being just one of those iconic segments, if done right. Okay, I think we're supposed to be going this way. I'm only guessing at where I'm going. This seems like the correct path. I also just find it funny that they just have these like fish globes down here as well. It's just like, ah yes, we've taken you from the ocean and just planted you in a prison, covered in glass for all eternity. Choke on that, fish plebs. Stages cut content seems to be other types of special stages too, based on Mario Kart. Ah, so there was like different types of special stages as well. That seems like it would have been pretty cool. Like just a general nice way of spicing things up, just seeming them, I guess making each emerald feel a bit more distinct. In a way, just having all the special stages be different ones themed around each emerald. That seems like it would be a pretty cool mechanic. Also feel it's kind of weird that you can't just jump off the rails here automatically. I'm too used to that from, like, Advanced. Here you just sort of drop off, which isn't too bad, just need to get used to it. I forgot to hit the checkpoint. Because I think we've reached the boss. Oh, there is no boss. It's just like Carnival Night. It's just like Knuckles' Carnival Night, where there's no boss. Unless there's an Act 3 or something. Cloudy Complay. How did we get here? Okay, a popular tourist attraction for thrill-seeking hikers, so basically Sonic. Climbing up here must have been a challenge, but what a view! Yeah, this very much is giving me sort of Launch Mania Whiplash, like going from something like Press Garden to Hydro Kite. Ooh, are these more grind rails? Yeah. Oh, these aren't grind rails, but it's still pretty cool. Love to see the boss concept. Yeah, I imagine a lot of the boss concepts here would have been pretty cool. This is a shame. I really like to see. Oh. Oh, it's like the barrels again, except it's a little bit more intuitive. Where I think you still have to... Coconuts! Back for revenge! Oh yeah, nice little funky diamond-shaped loops. Just... Seems to be just so much personality put into a lot of these levels. It's just... And it feels as though, whilst a lot of the enemies seem familiar, they're just more sort of doing unique takes on them, unlike something like Mania, where it's just a lot of the same stuff from Sonic 3, except now in a new context. Love the fire shield? Yeah, me too. Yeah, this really does sort of remind me of the Carnival Night barrels. Yeah, I think they mean for you to use the flame shield here, or is it the burst shield? I'm not sure. Inspiration behind character, admittedly, part of it was sort of a holdover from previously mentioned alchemist character. Just wasn't sure about some stuff I wanted to do with him, so... And I'm just cobbling up a couple different ideas in order to get what we got here. You know, I'm just gonna go this way. Get out of here, coconuts. Yeah, a lot of these just seem to be a fair few just similar looking badniks, except looking like they came from the movieverse. It's like coconuts, except he's the same white as a lot of the egg drones. It's gonna be weird if we go into something like Sonic 4 and start getting like movie-themed egg pawns. I mean, obviously I would just prefer metallics, but that's neither here nor there. Up here, I think. Also, I'm wondering if we have to fight that thing in the background. That is a cool little thing, though. It's just like, you see that thing in the background? You're gonna have to fight it at the end of Act 2. Feels as though that's a concept we barely ever see in this series. Just properly introducing you to the boss ahead of time to sort of get you hyped for it. I think the closest thing we've gone to that is like Frontiers. I don't think we've properly seen it in the classic style. Okay, who put these springs in the middle of a damn forest? It is neat as well, because a lot of these level gimmicks, I'm noticing it's more a sense of, it feels familiar, but still unique. Like, a lot of this, obviously stuff like this, I said, reminds me of the barrels from Carnival Night, but it's still a little bit different. It just gives a sense of, not being too alienating to your muscle memory. Unlike the barrels from Carnival Night. Because where would you assume you'd have to press... Oh, it's this guy again. It's the first boss from Fallen Star. Are you gonna do anything aside from go there on the ground? Doesn't seem as though you do it. Well, that was disappointing. Okay, next boss. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to fight that guy. Oh, I got a gold medal somehow. No idea how. At least I'm assuming that's a gold medal. Okay. Yep, he's still in the background. And just like that, the background just changes out of the blue. With nice little floating islands in the background and the moon. Which actually is in one piece, as it should be. Because this happens before Adventure 2. Presumably. It doesn't really matter in this case, but, still feel the need to point that out. Not sure if these windmills actually do anything. Also seeing a lot of these floating islands around here, just floating land masses. Well, it looks pretty visually distinct. I can't feel it sort of diminishes the whole floating island aspect of Angel Island. Because, like, oh, it's a floating island. We've, like, seen plenty of those on the way here. We just, like, passed through, like, 12 of those on our previous adventure. Up here, I think. But we're at risk of just getting sniped by coconuts. Temper expectations. The big robot in the background was meant to be a... Oh. So, at least I was right in that respect. It is a bit of a shame, though. Because I reckon that would have been awesome. Because if Frontiers has taught us anything, just tiny hedgehogs going up against giant enemies is always going to be a cool thing. You know, it was cool in Frontiers, it was cool in Shadgen, it was cool in Adventure, it was cool in Adventure 2, it'd have been cool here. Where's the background? Oh. Hello. Music? Yeah, I can definitely see what you mean by that being a whip. It's a shame, though, because that would have been awesome if it was actually Sinfru to its full potential. I remember correctly, Fallen Star Games is sort of a what-if canon after the canon trilogy, but in a weird world where SA1 onwards doesn't happen. I see. You know, I was sort of wondering, something's... Oh, Rowdy Plains, except we got, snowboard. What was once a vast ocean has now turned into a desert thanks to the Moon Facility's experiments. You can see the Moon Facility from here. We're almost there. Oh, so we're trying to fight our way back to the Moon Facility. Gotcha. Yeah, I was sort of, pondering a possible concept for that as well. Except instead of SA1 and onwards not happening, it's 06 and onwards never happening. So it just... It's like the official canon would end at Shadow the Hedgehog, basically. But I will be honest, not entirely certain as to where I'd go from there. It's more just sort of a comfort zone, if anything. Oh wait, these are more horizontal bars. The same ones from Mushroom Hill, except more... except not. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the Moon Facility in the background. Oh, you gain height with each swing, gotcha. It was supposed to go this way. Yeah, a lot of the mechanics here just really seem intuitive. Sounds neat, yeah. I'd have thought so, but again, just, really feels like the case of where do you go from there? It's a matter, I suppose, of just trying to hone the creative process, because, as you can probably tell, I've not exactly been the most creative of sorts. Big tower, the beam is pulling... Oh! So that's what it's about. It's just trying to pull the moon down and do a whole Majora's Mask thing. Again, I'm led to assume the villain for this isn't Robotnik. Because why would he feel the need to pull the moon down out of its orbit? Like, Dr. Wily I could understand, but Robotnik? Too obvious. I suppose is a way of putting it. Yeah, just taking a little peek at chat here and there. Seems fairly intuitive in these sections where you just have to hold right. Whoop. I suppose since we're here... Oh. That is a... Well, shoot. Probably should have been looking at the game there. Yeah, I have been wondering as to what I'll probably stream in terms of Sonic after I come back from Japan, because obviously this is the last Sonic game I'm going to be streaming before the Japan trip. Still looking forward to it, though also a little bit nervous, not gonna lie. Not sure what's gonna happen, because it's like we've been investing all this sort of time and energy in trying to organize this whole thing, and it's just like, okay, but what if it doesn't go well? I mean, I'm sure it will be fine, just, don't think I didn't see you there. I think I do have an idea of what I'm going to be streaming for October. Obviously, I have plans, specific plans for streaming Sonic-wise in November. You probably know what it's going to be. Nice big Robotnik Robotropolis-shaped crater? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Though, I never really got this from Adventure 1 either. Why does Robotnik feel the need to demolish an entire city just to get land and building permissions to build Robotropolis? It's like, he built it just fine in Unleashed, so he could have potentially just built it anywhere. All he needed was planning permission. But then again, considering he's Robotnik, he'd probably just bypass that whole process. Because he's Robotnik, he doesn't need planning permission. Pretty funky looking energy coming down from me. I wonder if this is supposed to be the same energy as was seen in Heroes. Probably not, but it looks similar enough. Yep, there's the moon facility over there. We're getting close. I will admit these runways here with the eyes on them do kind of... Oh, they aren't eyes. They're just sort of moon sigils. Still thought it was kind of freaky. Ooh. Now it's starting to get a little bit more ominous. Again, seems kind of reminiscent to that one scene from Freedom Planet. Robotropolis is sound more menacing name than Eggman. Yeah. At least, I probably already mentioned this a fair few times, but that's what, I suppose just going off of the OVA. In the OVA, the area that Sonic and Tails are trying to get through in the first half of the OVA is called Robotropolis in the English dub. But in Japanese, it's called Eggman Land, and I just can't help but wonder, how is it that ADV managed to account for that sort of localization better than Sonic Team could? Where instead, they just call it Robotnik Land in Adventure 1, and it's just like, why not Robotropolis? That's the name most people are familiar with. I mean, I guess the Japanese working on Adventure 1 weren't exactly familiar with Robotropolis and a lot of Western Sonic canon, but still. Would have been a nice inclusion. Ah. Funky looking, dubious looking pearlescent liquid. Sure, that's definitely not hazardous at all. Yeah, a lot of this is starting to remind me of Launch Base now. Again. It's like, really starting to pile on the whole Launch Base aesthetic. Except this time there's, rain. It's kind of weird as well, you don't tend to see rain a lot in these sort of classic levels. I really wish we did, because it's cool. Guess the time depends on whether they go for a sleep concept or dystopian city. I mean, to be fair, I think in the OVA it was assumed to be both. Because you got just Robotnik's face just plastered all over it in big neon lighting. Alright, here we are, back in the moon facility. Going into the northern crater by the looks of it. Yeah, all of a sudden this just turned into the end of Final Fantasy VII. Oh, hey, Tails, Oh, we got this... Well, that's pretty interesting. Oh. Okay, later, Tails. All of a sudden, we're in Technobase from Advance 2. Where did this come from? Oh, they're even bringing back all the old level gimmicks, just to be like, here's... Now use what you've learned throughout your whole adventure. I would say it's kind of weird that we haven't really gotten that many sort of levels, sort of like cyberspace like this. Like the last time was in Shadow the Hedgehog, but then I forgot they would... It's like the cyberspace aspect of Frontiers was so poorly implemented, I kind of forgot it was even supposed to be cyber-themed. Because of course, instead of all this cool techno stuff, we just get Green Hill and Chemical Plant again. Which is a shame, because a lot of this definitely looks super cool. It's like, I really like this aesthetic back in Techno, but I think it was called Technobase at the very least, that one level from Advance 2. Yep, that's definitely me. Not 100% certain, but kind of curious. Did they actually, with regards to the whole story aspect, was that also released as part of the documents? I'm kind of curious now. Also, yeah, you can definitely tell. This is going by a lot quicker without all the cutscenes. It's like we're pretty much near the end of the game already. I know, this feels, at the very least, it feels shorter than Fallen Star did. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Guess just, try to avoid challenge impossible, apparently, for me. Not sure how I feel about those particular sort of wheels you have to jump out of. Don't feel as though the launch strength is powerful enough. Full document explaining the plot and story. Okay, so we could probably just have a look at those. You know, once we're done here. Ah, and here we are back outside. Oh, hey, Tails. Okay, so you have to keep in mind the camera. Gotcha. Again, though, can't help but feel as though I would have really liked to have seen just sort of the option to play as both Sonic and Tails in these games, like you could in Sonic 2 and 3. Just like have Sonic with Tails trailing along behind you, just like good old times. 05. I guess I'll just see you later, Tails. Oh. Okay. Kind of reminiscent of Mega Man 2 there. Just we're rapidly climbing up the moon spire. I'm guessing we're basically just going to be going up halfway here, and then the final level is just going to be us making it to the top, and oh no, the final boss actually is Robotnik, and we have to stop him anyways. At least I'm assuming it's Robotnik. Ow. Oh, yeah, just listen to the music here. It's just... Again, the music here just, really getting a kick out of it. Not sure if it's gonna have the same sort of memorability factor as a lot of the, Sonoid tracks, or even a lot of the classic themes as well, but still, it's... For what it is, it's sweet. It's Snively all along. Oh no! Coming soon with his very own Disney Plus series, Snively all along. Yeah, I think it feels as though we're starting to get close to the end. At least it seems that way. I can feel it in my bones. Alley up. Could you imagine, though? Just, out of nowhere, we just get Snively. That would, I feel, be kind of hilarious. Also, I really need to pay attention to my jumps. Not that jump. Honestly, Temple is sort of reminding me of a long fall from 14. You know, everybody's favorite track from that game. Oh, getting digitized again. We'll admit this whole thing is sort of reminding me a fair bit of Sky Sanctuary. Oh, and it's even more ominous now because it's red. And there's no boss here, that's a shame. Alright, I guess, final level, question mark? Ending jingle also kind of reminds me of CD. Here we are, back where it all started. Only this time we're in the sky. Oh, hey, Metal. I wonder, is this gonna be a boss rush? Yep, back at it again by the looks of it. Also, what's up with these weird eyes in the background? They're kind of starting to feel unnerved. Yeah, he's looking a fair bit more aggressive this time around. Gotcha that time, Metal. Ow. Yeah, I'm at least assuming those are supposed to be eyes, but again, I kind of find them freaky. Hold still, you devil. Also, not sure what's going on with that Mettaton-esque color scheme of yours, Metal. Why all the pinks? Why all the reds? It feels as though you're... Oh. So you can just hit him while he's in the air. Okay, later, Metal. Oh, no. He's still desperate. Okay, that was pretty neat. He's like, he's super dedicated to try and kill you. Sort of weird we don't get that with more Metal Sonic fights, to be honest. Just the dedication to try and end your life. Seeing an... Okay, that's a little unsettling. Just an entire cathedral to Metal Sonic. Like, imagine if it actually was Metal who put this whole thing together. You know, just wanting to get payback one more time. Oh, there he is again. We're starting to get into a little bit of a metallic situation here by the looks of it. Again, I always like how I just default to saying metallics. It's like that concept from STC alone has just sort of made its way into my brain. Yeah, it's just a whole big Metal Sonic cathedral by the looks of it. Yeah, those are eyes. Eyes very reminiscent of metal. And weird background particles also reminiscent of metal. I'm starting to wonder if the boss, the actual final big bad here, actually is just metal. Gotta hurry! At least I'm assuming you have to hurry with those. Yeah, still though, this, as freaky as I think it looks, I kinda love it. It just looks super cool and distinct. It's not like something you'd see in any other Sonic game, and I do gotta commend it for that. It's like, it feels unique, but it doesn't feel out of place. Oh, here's the lightning shield. It's a triangle. Yep. Here we go. Starting to get closer to the top now. It's a council liege of metals is cool. Yeah. It's so cool that they even brought it back for the Sonic 4. Potentially. Either that or they're just gonna make Metal an absolute chump. And Sonic an absolute chump. And just make Amy the girl bossiest of all girl bosses. Because... especially with how Amy is in the games currently, you know that's a possibility. Okay, see you later, Metal. And here we are back in the sky again. I have a feeling this really is going to take us to the moon. Try catching me now, Metal. I feel as I'm just gonna be saying that a lot as we go through this. Just really starting to get into the OVA spirit here. I'm not entirely certain as to whether or not I'd be able to stream a watch-along of it, but I'd be down for it if I could. Because it is definitely still one of my favorite bits of Sonic media. And like the only time Metal Sonic was actually cool. I'm just gonna say that much. It's like, yeah, Metal was cool at the start of CD, and then you beat him, and then he was a bit of a chump in Chaotix, and then he got one final moment of defiance in Heroes, and then he just became Robotnik's best jobber. It's like the OVA was like one of the few times where Metal Sonic was actually properly threatening and requiring the entirety of Team Sonic to take him down. As seems kind of right, to be honest. So that's what those weird glass tubes from the 4 were all about. They were supposed to contain all these metals. Starting to wonder as to whether or not the final Supersonic boss would have just been basically a Metal Overlord sort of thing. Because it's kind of weird, we're just coming across all of these different Metal Sonic... Oh, hey, Tails. Back at it again with more antics and those weird-looking eyes. Can you make anything out of that, Tails? Not really, Sonic. It just looks super freaky to me. Okay, so I think you just gotta go to the sides. There we go. See you later, Oh. Okay, then Tails just showing off your teleportation powers again. I'm pretty sure this is the last time you're able to do that, Sonic, so, don't get used to it. Also, you couldn't have held on to at least one ring there? I'm trying, Tails, alright? Yeah, this really is... I don't know what it is. These... Oh. Well, I guess that's Act 2. I was about to say these interior backgrounds here sort of remind me of Zone XX from Advance 2 as well. You know, the Zonation... Okay, no, you could definitely get away with streaming it. We'll see, though. We'll see. The Moon Facility boss fight, and... Oh, it's Robotnik! Because of course it is. Who could have possibly seen this coming? The head of the Moon Facility was Robotnik all along. Oh, he's charging his laser. Ow. That's fortunate. It's real nice that they actually give you rings here. For once. Just super kind of them. Also, yeah, just, really feels as though we're chewing through his health real quick here. You really thought I wouldn't know it was you all this time, Robotnik? Because who else would have all these weird robots going around? It seemed kind of obvious from the start, because it seems as though whenever we go on one of these adventures, you're always the one trying to ruin it for everybody. Feels like I really need to work on my Sonic voice a little bit more. As well, I do still enjoy doing it. I feel as though I'm not really doing a good... There we go. Feel as though I need to define it a little bit more. Oh, he's freaking out. He's freaking out. You okay, Robotnik? Yep, I think he's going. See you later. GLaDOS-inspired Robotnik design. Yeah. Well, there we go. Cool bonus. And I think that's it, right? Built on Core Framework Plus, and yeah, that's the game's... Oh, you're kidding me. We could have gotten Supersonic with a sword. Man... That would have been awesome. Kind of weird, though, that nothing really sort of... I'm assuming that it would have been expanded upon with the extra... if this whole thing was actually finished, but... It's like we got all these cool metal Sonics, and... Seemed as though nothing really came of them. Yep, the end. I guess we just beat Robotnik and went home. Just in time for him to, go to Angel Island again and pick up a big drip. Lost potential is super unfull. Oh, definitely. Definitely. And I kind of feel that, again, this is something which befalls a lot of Sonic projects, unfortunately. It's just, they never really quite see it through to the end. Mostly just because of falling outs within the teams that come together to make these sort of things. So I guess it still goes to stand that, like I said back when I streamed Final Fantasy Sonic X / Nazo Unleashed, they really don't make these fan projects like they used to. Or maybe it's just because there's so much stuff out there, but a lot of the actual interesting, cool Sonic stuff just gets sort of buried. Like, especially along with all the sort of AI-generated Elsagate Sonic slop that you tend to get on YouTube nowadays. It seems real difficult to try and find anything interesting related to this series. At least anymore. Well, this game looked, that did feel a little... Yeah! Level select unlocked! Gallery unlocked! And now we can play as Metal. Oh, okay, it actually is Metal. In his freaky little cathedral there. Oh, now I can... All of a sudden, now I can just play as Amy. I'm guessing that she was also planned to be in the story at some point. It's not perfect. Okay, let's have a look through the folder real quick. I'm fairly certain I've been through a fair bit of this. Yeah, I think for the time being, we can just do this. Just just quickly undo a lot of the fun stuff I was trying to do for the Pokemon channel stream. Just stretch that out. Stretch that out. Just give a nice little stretch there. There we go. That's a little bit better. Welcome to the Google Drive. Let's hope nothing goes wrong here. Let's have a look at the artwork real quick, because I think I did go through this a little bit. Obviously, that's what I used for the background. Still looks pretty cool, just with this whole Forgotten City sort of aesthetic. Obviously, we got this cool little artwork here. Really looks like something you'd see from the comics. Logo. Cool little sort of bumper here with good old Sonic and Tails. Amy artwork. Fancy schmancy looking Sonic and Tails artwork with the blue shoes. Oh, that's it. That's all of them. Moon City Development. Develop log gifts. Let's have a look at the gifts real quick. Obviously, there's a little robot friend in the background. Still think this looks real nice. Oh, and idle animations as well. And I'm guessing unfinished cutscenes. Yeah, this definitely does look like a work in progress to me. Yeah, if he just sort of waits over the edge. It's like, oh, look at that, we're back in the Alpine area from the first game. In-game, there's some art that ain't featured. Okay, we'll have a look at that afterwards. Obviously, character select. Character select, you can even play... Okay, so these are just sort of, honestly, I think I prefer this one. Just looks a lot more stylized compared to this one. You get what they were sort of going for here? Sort of being a lot more reminiscent of Sonic and Tails, or... I suppose, Sonic Chaos, but still. Obviously, we got to... Oh, a radar. Sort of leads me to wonder if there was some sort of, Emerald Hunt sort of, thing planned from, like, the adventure games. Obviously, work in progress animation. Looks to be a fair bit more... Oh, they're doing the whole up, over, and gone thing. Heck yeah. I'm not sure whether or not that would have been in Tails' playthrough, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. That's just like, grab onto me, Tails, we're up, over, and gone. Yeah, it really looks like it would have been really cool. Obviously just busting up more badniks in Cotton Ball Zone. More shoot-'em-up segment gameplay. As you can probably tell, I'm not exactly the best at these sorts of games. Oh. This seems a little bit different. Just sort of going through and just shooting down all these UFOs. Sort of seems a little bit like CD Special Station in that case. And oh, this looks like it would have been amazing. Just going full sort of Mega Man X style here. And it even has, like, the health power-ups as well. I mean, this does sort of seem rather reminiscent of all the Kirby stuff that was in Sonic after the sequel, but still. This does look pretty cool. And it's like, oh, look at this. You got all the Mega Man X stuff, but with Sonic-style movement. It's... You could probably just make a game from this all by itself, in all honesty. Obviously, okay, that's the last one. Just more special stage stuff. Last thing, the story. Cutscene storyboard. More storyboards. Okay, story document. Then campaign. The story starts with Sonic and Tails on their way to the Moon Facility, where old research robots have suddenly become operational after years of inactivity. Sonic and Tails emerge to get through the robots just fine when suddenly a mysterious figure appears before them. Before they can get a good look at him, they suddenly fall into a trap and get blasted off the Moon Facility, ending up on the outskirts of a town very far away. Only being able to see a giant ray in the sky emanating from the top of the facility building, they realize whatever is going on inside the building is not good. So they head off to stop whoever it was they met inside the Moon Facility. Throughout their journey, Sonic and Tails will notice how the facility's influence can be felt in every location they explore, from the robots of Alpine Avenue, the frozen environments of shivering sewers, and the dried-up ocean of powdery plains. Whatever the facility is doing, it's having a negative impact on the world. During their adventure, they also begin to notice the facility's building beginning to increase in height exponentially, at one point reaching as far up as outer space. Once Sonic and Tails reach the Moon Facility and they begin to make their way to the top of the building, they find themselves in what begins to seem like a giant elevator shaft. When suddenly, they are ambushed by a giant robot bearing a familiar face. The elevator begins to crash down and they are forced to fight this monster of wire and metal. I'm guessing that's the final boss we fought. After the facility elevator crashes down, Sonic and Tails find themselves inside a secret underground facility. Here it is revealed that the Moon Facility is where a whole bunch of shady experiments were taking place. All of the explored zones of the game were affected by the facility in one way or another, and the big plan for the Moon Facility was to ultimately create a giant weapon capable of gravity manipulation. They also noticed some plans have been scribbled over by a certain mad doctor. His presence should be more than obvious now. Dr. Robotnik's plan all along was to finish the Moon Facility's research and use their weapon to crash the Moon onto Earth itself. Which seems kind of hilarious, especially given what happens with the end of Adventure 2. It's like, that's probably not going to end well for you, buddy. And build his dream theme park on top of all the destruction and rubble. Once the crash elevator dust settles, Sonic and Tails see no sign of the Doctor. That's when they notice a figure standing over a ledge, overlooking the city. Sonic and Tails try to confront him, but are quickly taken care of in a swift manner. They couldn't imagine something like Robotnik having this kind of power. Having experimented on himself, Robotnik managed to implant moon rock into his body. Ah yes, just like Cave Johnson. I'm sure that's bound to go well for him. Giving him increased durability, strength, and some light gravity manipulation powers. Sonic and Tails look up to see the moon getting closer and closer to Earth. Sonic transforms into Super Saiyan and fights Robotnik in a race to stop him before the moon collides with the Earth. That sounds like it would have been awesome, actually. Just really reminiscent of Adventure 2. Meanwhile, Tails stays down below to deal with the facility's last dirty trick. A giant amalgamation of metal Sonic clones that have melded into one being. Oh. So my concept of a potential Metal Overlord fight was sort of right. Guessing we would have gotten an equivalent to Metal Sonic Kai. After Sonic defeats Robotnik, Tails shuts off the gravity machine, but the moon shows no sign of stopping. So Super Sonic, seeing no other way to stop the giant rock, begins to try lifting up the giant rock back into orbit. He struggles at first, and everybody panics as the sky begins to turn red, as the moon starts to ignite from the friction against the air. But eventually, through sheer willpower alone, Sonic finds enough strength to push the moon back into orbit and save the world. Once Sonic comes back down to Earth, he's met with Tails waiting for him. Sonic and Tails take one last look at the destroyed facility building and decide it's someone else's problem to clean up. Naturally, they run off, having put a stop to Robotnik's plans once again. Oh, we have an episode Metal by the looks of it. After the collapse of the Moon Facility, one of the remaining Metal Sonic clones manages to escape the facility and begins to show signs of malfunction. This Metal Sonic somehow has begun to show signs of sentience. Ah, Metal 5 is alive. Something their original program didn't allow them to have. Metal finds himself on the edge of Alpine Avenue, contemplating on this newfound knowledge, when suddenly an explosion rings out from the town center. Having nothing else to do, Metal goes to investigate. Once Metal arrives back at the Moon Facility, it is revealed that the metal generator inside the Moon Facility is still active, even after its destruction. Having learned this, Metal decides to stop the machine for good, but not without having to face the one tasked with ensuring the machine stays operational. The original Metal Sonic. Having barely managed to defeat his Cobalt counterpart, Metal finds himself almost completely destroyed. Unable to move and with little energy left in his battery, Metal decides to finally take things into his own hands. With no other way to shut down the machine, Metal sacrifices himself to stop the production of Metal clones forever. After having self-destruct to stop the machine, all that's left is a giant crater where it once used to be. Well, man, that's actually kind of sad, to be honest. Sort of reminds me of Gamma in a way. I feel if they were to have managed to reach the full potential of this probably would have just been like one of those iconic Sonic fan game segments. Water. And of course we have Amy's story. After hearing the news of the destruction of the Moon Facility, Amy heads out to investigate the incident as part of her recently acquired news reporter job. Ah yes, Amy O'Neill. At the end of her journey, Amy comes across the abandoned underground facility. After some exploring, she finds what seems to be the remains of a giant robot generator, completely inoperable. The only thing that remains now is a tiny white flower that has grown inside a giant crater. Aww. Man, it's... The symbolism, the Metal's sacrifice. I can see storyline is really cool. I do hope that some talented person eventually picks the pro. Yeah, I hope so too. I'd love to stream it if it actually comes to fruition. After gathering all her evidence, Amy returns home and writes a story to expose the Moon Facility's secret to the world, ending the facility's story for good. Yeah, I feel this generally would have been a pretty cool experience, not gonna lie. But for the time being, I suppose we may as well just play around with the other characters a little bit. I didn't really get a chance to play as Tails during the last stream, so we'll just spend a little bit of time messing around with the other characters here. Adventure. So we have different save files. Obviously, we have Tails, of course. With the same opening cutscene we got with Sonic, so I guess we can just skip that. Don't forget the gal. Oh, we'll do that after I play through the first level with all the characters. There he is, and oh hey, it's Sonic. I guess he's just going off in another direction. Okay, bye. Obviously, Tails. The main thing of note here is he has his blue shoes. But aside from that, obviously he has his chopper. Oh, that's neat. You can press the X button to cancel the flight. That feels a fair bit more intuitive than how it is in Mania and Angel Island Revisited, where you have to hold jump and down. Yeah, just generally having a button which allows you to just curl like that, and it just feels so nice. Just playing this game just feels nice. It's just the ability to curl up after a spring just by pressing the jump button. It's just such a nice feeling. Also, just love how Tails looks super serious when you go for. Look how serious he looks when he goes at max speed. Just like, ooh, I'm really gonna get you at this rate. I'm coming to get you. You ain't gonna get away from me. He just looks so serious. I kind of love it. It just. Especially when it goes at max speed and just how stretchy it gets. It's kind of funny. Access dealer levels up in main menu, hold select. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'm assuming I've yet to actually experience the level select, though, at least properly. Yeah, Tails pretty much controls pretty much how you'd expect, aside from just... Seriously, just being able to cancel flight like that is just makes Tails so good to play. Because I remember, like, back in Classic Sonic 3, where you couldn't uncurl from your flight and just made the Marble Garden Act 2 zone boss a nightmare, where you could only attack him from the bottom. Oh, I saw that over there. Yeah, it looks as though Tails... It is kind of neat, though, actually, because I get the sense here that Tails would have probably gone a fair few different routes from Sonic's, which I guess would have explained why they don't go the same route together, or just go Sonic and Tails alone, because they're separated for the most part. Almost seems reminiscent of Knuckles' levels, honestly, from Sonic 3. Alright, here we go again. Mess them up, Tails. Let's go, Tails. Yeah, still have no idea what it means to do with that sort of attack there. I'm pretty sure you can't even damage me like that. The Sidjet forgot I can fly. Yeah, that is a pointy Tails. I can't... That's one thing I do kind of miss with the more modern aesthetic of Tails, actually. I think Vel also pointed this out. Just, the fact that Tails doesn't have his long snoot anymore. Just, I don't know, tend to find it quite endearing in all honesty. It's like there's just a whole bunch of classic design features of the characters which I kind of wish would be brought back. Sonic 2 when he was just a Sonic... Yeah, pretty much. It's like he's come a long way, except not really. Now he's just going for the whole Gohan situation. Okay, I think we played enough as Tails. A friendly town on the mountainside where flowers and trees make this place feel like home. There also appear to be some kind of ruins nearby, perhaps of some ancient castle. Okay, let's go play as Metal next. New file. Let's do this. Let's see what Metal has to bring to the table. Let's see how different Metal is. Intro is the exact same. Okay, let's see how different Metal is. Oh, that's pretty cool. So he doesn't have the dash, he just has his fly forward attack. Which allows him to get some serious height. Like, look at this! It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Just look at him go. Wait, I saw that. I saw Knuckles there for a second. You can't fool me, game. I saw Knuckles. Like going for the corkscrew. Still, this alone, I can imagine just makes Metal quite the blast to play and just sort of storm through levels like this. Like, wee. I'm pretty sure you can even damage stuff like this. It's like the boost, except I want to say arguably more broken, but it's kind of difficult to pull off, actually. Because, like, at the very least, for here, you have a set arc. And then you're just sort of left dead in the air a little bit. Still really cool, though. I do love it. Just kind of wish they had the super peel out at the very least. Though, that being said, I'm not entirely certain it's necessary. Anyways, I just want to check again. Obviously can't really showcase it up when I'm in the spin ball. Yeah, that is just Knuckles. It's just Knuckles in disguise. Or maybe it's just like an Advanced 1 and it's just a robot disguised as Knuckles. Who knows? Anyways, I think we're supposed to go this way. I don't know. Just thinking about it, I kind of almost wish that they sort of went with a design like this to Metal Sonic in the movies. Just to really keep it in line with the egg drones, because I've seen a couple of designs with that sort of mentality, whereas with now it's just like, oh, these movies are doing a lot better than we thought, better make it as close to the games as possible, even though the first movie really wasn't, and now they just sort of have to live with that, for better or for worse. Point still stands, though. This sort of metal aesthetic I do find pretty cool. I'm sure some people would like to have been able to just play as the original Metal here, but honestly, I don't really mind, because this design, I do find is kind of cool. Very unique. Like how faithful he is in post-credits, but I do enjoy Robotnik's sleek, matte white... Yeah, exactly. It feels very, it feels like it gives the movies their own identity, which I feel is what they were originally going for, and, probably should have stayed with, in all honesty. It's like, seeing all these adaptations to Adventure 2 is cool and all, but... it's pretty obvious that, with how the first movie was set up, that, I think it would have been better off just being its own thing, rather. Like, sure, have it be, still faithful to some aspects of the game, but at the same time, it just feels as though a lot of the game aspects weren't exactly added all that well, especially in Sonic 2, where it's like, oh yes, all of a sudden Sonic has to defend the Master Emerald, even though this was never a thing in Sonic 1. So yeah, that's Metal. He's pretty cool. And now we have to see what Amy's all about. Honestly, from the way the story goes, it doesn't seem as though Amy actually has a final boss. Which seems kind of weird, though. I suppose it just mostly depends on what her moveset is like. Okay, we've seen enough of Metal. Press start. We'll press start for debug after we pick Amy. See what Amy's about. Amy's really good in this game. Now this is going to be interesting because I will admit, when it comes to Amy, part of me has felt for a long time. Oh, okay, that's adorable. Just how her sleeves are just longer than her actual arms. Okay, so she fires projectiles. Oh. Okay, that's pretty neat. The projectiles go where you aim your control stick. It's like she has her own little Rude Buster. But yeah, Amy's sort of been a weird character for me, because whilst I do definitely feel that she should ultimately replace Knuckles on Team Sonic, mostly because I kind of feel that, at least going off of the adventure games, that Knuckles probably is a character that works better in a more solitary setting, only occasionally interacting with the rest of the cast, but like especially with Adventure 1, where he had his whole sort of arc of self-discovery. Okay, so you can even use it as a neat little double jump. Yeah, I can definitely see a lot of cool stuff you could do with Amy. Like, this is cool. Yeah, swing her hammer by pressing the A button in the air. The D-pad can also launch a projectile. She can also... oh, she can also slide up walls. Okay, so she's basically Metroid. She's got Samus powers. Where she can just do this. Yeah, not certain as to... well, I'd say at the very least it's more fitting to a moveset than tarot cards, but still. Not sure if this would really fly in the games. Knuckles is a aloof and loner type. He may be friends, sure, but Amy lets the hang up son. Yeah, exactly. So in that sense, I feel that it would make more sense for Amy to replace Knuckles as sort of the power type on Team Sonic, because I know for the longest time she's basically just been a civilian armed with a squeaky mallet, basically, but I do kind of like the concept of just a cute girl with massive hammer which will absolutely murder you. Basically just... I really like the sort of, that sort of character aspect which was really sort of crystallized with, like, Tinkaton from the Pokemon games. Just... I really want that sort of energy with Amy. That's and her whole lovey-dovey thing, because, well, that's just who Amy is. You know, just head over heels for Sonic and will absolutely kill you with hammers. That's the sort of Amy I want to see. Just someone who absolutely lacks restraint. Because, I don't know, especially from stuff like, from what I recall from Sonic X, that just sort of character's just super fun to me. Oh yeah, that gag about beating Knuckles in an arm wrestle, and just... As well as in Generations, where she managed to just punch Knuckles into a tree. Which was, of course, erased by Ian in Shad Gen. Because, of course, Amy isn't allowed to be interesting in the slightest anymore. It's a shame, really, because I feel just that whole Tinkaton aspect with Amy, which we did see with the promotional stuff for Superstars, just... I feel that in itself is just super fun to play around with. It's like you can just take that aspect with Amy and her lovey-doveyness and just have a really fun and fairly easy character to play around with. Wait, can you actually... I'm not sure as to whether or not her Rude Buster can actually damage the opponent. Okay. Okay, it seems as though the bosses are immune to the Rude Buster. Oh, see, I am just calling it the Rude Buster. Oh, so yeah, she just gets a free jump dash, so I can imagine bosses like this just being really quite easy because of how quickly you can just close the distance like this. Also, yeah, she basically just has the insta-shield. Kind of classic game leads more into that goob with a hammer energy than how modern design with the dress does. Yeah, but I do kind of wish they brought back. Maybe I am just becoming a bit of a classic purist in that sense. Because when it comes to what I consider my favorite Sonic game overall, I really find myself more sort of gravitating towards Sonic 3, to be honest. I used to Adventure 2, and I still hold Adventure 2 close to my heart, but... yeah, I think if I did have to give my favorite, it would be Sonic 3. Anyways, let's have a look at the gallery, see if there's anything interesting in there. What do the moon medals actually do? Yeah, I'm guessing it is just a case of, yeah, no idea how you actually get the gold moon medals as well. Guessing it's just, basically the equivalent of red rings. Anyway, let's have a look and see what's in the gallery. Lots of concepts here. Boss for Alpine Avenue, robots are stealing the town's resources. Also, the boss that shows the boss fight was added 5 zones later. Lul. Okay, RRZ tiles concept. Lots of tiles concept. What if squid with chainsaw? Nothing in here, but in the final game we're gonna unlock stuff. Ah, okay. Like, I'd imagine that you get all of them, you get some sort of cool sort of equivalent of Supersonic 2, because it doesn't seem as though there was an equivalent of Supersonic 2 in this game. Mostly inspired by Spark to the... oh, I see. So it's like... it's like all these fan projects are, feedbacking on themselves. Yeah, I definitely think the underwater umbrella level was my favorite one. Sketch for Cloudy Complex style set with some gimmicks. Actually, none of these gimmicks here made the cut. Lul. Most of this stage would have been more blue-green color palette, but my friends have started a more warm color scheme. Yeah, it seemed kind of weird that the windmills didn't really do anything. Oh. So yeah, giant robot boss fight. Inspirations, Metal Gear Ray. Already just excellent. And of course Metal Sonic Kai and Overlord. Ah, fossils. Final form was gonna have Super Sonic with a Xeno... oh yeah, I did see that in the credits. Sonic with a sword. Really gotta love that sort of Final Fantasy Sonic X sort of aesthetic. More gimmicks. Ooh, running on walls. That would have been... just a lot of this stuff just feels like it would have just been super cool if it was actually fully realized. Extra menu sketch. Sonic Tails are playing unbranded game console. Don't seem to notice the monitor is turned off. Yeah, it seems kind of... I mean, obviously the controllers... they are pretty much Mega Drive controllers, or... I would say Mega Drive, but they have 2 buttons. Kind of weird. Sketch for the palette menu. They're going to be unlockable abilities. Oh, unlockable abilities. Oh. Couldn't... by the time... Cut for time and couldn't come up with any ability. Oh. Yeah, imagine that would have made things a lot more interesting and replayable, just going through with all these different abilities. Like, I imagine that one of them would have been the sword. Like, just being able to go through classic Sonic levels with a sword. I'm pretty sure it would have just acted like the Insta-Shield, or like how we see in those sort of special stage concepts, with it basically just being Zero's sword, but it would have been awesome nonetheless. Yes, Robotnik's looking bigger than usual. I want it to be more intimidating. Also gets cool moon powers by ingesting moon rocks, which definitely aren't carcinogenic, according to Cave Johnson. Ah yes, supersonic sketching. Yep, there's the sword. Based on, yep, Xenoblade 3 and Black Knight. And of course the Buster Sword, because of course. Yeah, yeah, it is a shame, because a lot of this stuff really seems like it would have been awesome. And oh yeah, another super form concept with the cool scarf. First time making a unique suit, ended up looking a lot more like my previous game super form, so I tried to do something else instead. Yeah. Scarf kind of reminds me of, what was that, AU thing, Sonic Skyline? I think that was what it was called. Oh yeah, more super form concepts. Looking more like Dark Supersonic. Except with blue shoes. Didn't think it's down against Dark Spaceback. Okay. Superform Concept 3. Ended up conveying into a fire... Yeah, I do kind of like this one. Spikes do definitely remind me of sort of, Adventure 1 Supersonic. Oh yeah, scrap special stage designs. And Tails even gets his fun little, bootleg Mega Man Mega Buster. That would have been hilarious, though, just Tails being bad box art Mega Man. Yep, promo sketches. Yeah, this definitely reminds me a lot of Advance 3. Just seeing a lot of stuff that just reminds me of the Advance games. Promo sketch of Sonic and Tails, meant to be grabbing onto an antenna. I think it looks really bad now. Tails looks... especially Tails looks... Yeah, it's just with the weird sort of noodle arms. Probably doesn't look all that better as well. Okay, it looks a little better when you zoom in. Yeah, it looks a little bit better like this. Just the eyes, I think. Yep. Ah yes, the first time you drew Metal's design. Fortunately, it's covered in very dense fog. Key art for Sonic. Yeah, that looks pretty model, to be honest. It looks like it would be kind of official looking. Little Amy Doodle. I do definitely like the jumper she has. I just find it kind of adorable, really. Of course, down here we get we got more boss title cards. We see Amy, we see Metal, we see Tails. Looking super cool. Unused character sprites, yeah. I think we did also see these in the Google Drive. Unused 1-up monitors, where we get Sonic, Tails, Metal, Amy, and, okay, lots and lots of rings. It's going to be used for classic modern type of gameplay toggle with scrap for time. Oh. Okay. Unused title screen. And the last one. More unused title screen, where he's just in a massive UFO. Yeah, it is kind of a shame, really. Very cozy looking, yeah. Okay. Debug mode. So we got intro, we got Alpine Avenue. Anything we haven't seen here before yet. Fun little sort of character palette there. I wonder what we can actually do here, actually. Not seeing any means of switching up the characters. So let's see. Intro. Act boss. Okay. So you just go through these. Cloudy Complex. I think we've already been through a lot of these, haven't we? Oh, you can give them all 7. Oh, hold on. Hold up. Let me just go for a look at this. Cool. I'm not sure there's some... Go all the way down with the D-pad. Okay. Emeralds. Oh, there we go. Palette. Oh, we got different character palettes as well. So we got normal, we got more red looking, we just got them all going darker. You know, let's go with that one. Let's go with that one. That looks like it'll be interesting. Let's play as Sonic Tails. Yeah, we'll play as Metal a little bit. We'll just go through Alpine. And, you know, let's go through Urban Umbrella again. That was cool. Let's see how Metal fares with all the emeralds. I'm guessing... Oh. Yeah, there's a pretty cool, neat looking... I'm guessing it was intended for you to be able to have custom palettes. Because it does definitely seem quite cool, even though that is definitely just Mania Knuckles. It would be kind of interesting to see, actually, if Metal does have a super form. Because we all remember that scene from the IDW comics where we got Super Neo Metal and everybody lost their minds. I'm just thinking, why couldn't we have gotten that instead of Metal just turning into a Dargon? Oh, there we go. He just glows red. I don't think his abilities change all that much, he just glows red. Which, I have a feeling this one was also unfinished. Okay, let's go back real quick and just play around with Amy a little bit. Let's see Super Amy. Yeah, we'll just set it back to what I think is the default, and then we'll go... There's a way to change the palettes for someone in the... Oh, so you can just have a lot of fun with that, huh? Yeah, let's go for Rapid Raving, because I thought that was pretty fun as well. I want to see what Super Amy looks like. It's like, finally, she's getting her own super form, which she probably should have had as... It would be kind of hilarious if in the IDW comics we got Super Surge before we got Super Amy. It's like, nope. Amy will constantly be getting shafted on the super form front. Which is kind of a shame, because obviously I get they don't want to sort of diminish the whole super form aspect, and honestly, if I were to dictate what sort of characters would have access to super forms, it would probably just be Sonic, Shadow, Metal Sonic, Knuckles, and Blaze. Silver wouldn't exist if I if I had my way. And yeah, I definitely think it would make sense for Knuckles at the very least. But I could see someone making a strong case for Amy. And honestly, I don't think I would necessarily mind either. But again, I could imagine them not wanting to run into a lot of the same problems of Dragon Ball with devaluing the super forms. Just making it a supersonic bargain sale. Yeah, this just... I don't know, this sort of feels like this would just cause people to develop the same habits they do when first playing Adventure 2, where they just spam the jump dash. Okay, there we go, Super Amy. She's finally here. All she has is pink after images. The game itself should at least be given Shin's a Hedgehog logo. Yeah, I could definitely see that. But I do think it would be hilarious if we got Super Surge in the IDW comics. It's just like, what's the excuse then? Yeah, I don't think Root Buster necessarily changes all that much. Yeah, it doesn't hurt bosses. Oh, our After Effects are actually purple by the looks of it. Again, I do definitely enjoy playing as Amy here. Alright, let's play around with Tails a little bit here, since we didn't really get much time to play around with Tails. Let's see what Super Tails looks like. I'm guessing it's going to be the same as it was in Fallen Star. Let's go Alpine Ravine. I imagine it shouldn't be too difficult to gather up rings here. Yeah, we'll still say it is, definitely seemed like a bit of a missed opportunity to have lots of interesting sort of town levels like this, where you actually go through places where people live. I mean, sure, we get stuff like Speed Highway, I guess, and Spagonia, but I guess I'm just more sort of thinking on the more rural aspect, as opposed to just all the big cities. It's like, here at the very least, it's, honestly, it does sort of remind me of the first level of Spark 3. A little bit. Generally speaking, I do quite like this sort of look. Also, I think I ended up picking the wrong color palette for Tails. He's looking a little bit more blue than usual. I mean, obviously he has his shoes, but I mean more so than that. Oh, there ought to be a few more rings around here. There we go. And yeah, it is basically just the same as it was in, yeah, it is basically just the same as it was in Fallen Star. Alright, let's do a little bit of Super Saiyan next. Very cozy looking, reminds me of Spark Freeze AM. I think it was. I think that's the level I'm thinking of. It was definitely in Sparks 3. Then again, I do think a lot of the levels in Sparks 3 were pretty cool. Okay, let's play as Sonk. Let's play as Sonk for the last bit, and I think we'll go Cloudy Complay. Here goes. Yeah, it feels so good having... I just run straight into a wall. Yeah, it feels nice just having the super peel out again. And I get the sense that it's, the team behind this at least understood the whole thing about Knuckles being a more solitary character, considering Knuckles does not appear in any of these. I mean, I know Knuckles is sort of the cool character, but definitely feel that his appearances should be a bit more momentous when it comes to the Sonic series. But then again, considering how rarely a lot of mainline Sonic games come out nowadays, I guess it's more sort of every mainline Sonic game now has to be momentous, and we have to put everything in there all at once. Because it's like, if in the next Sonic game Knuckles doesn't show up, then it just means that Sonic Team is shafting Knuckles. And not just the fact that he didn't really have a role in the story. Just like in 06. And yeah, Super Sonic... I do quite like how he looks here, just very stretchy. But yeah, generally looks fairly similar to how he was back in Fallen Star. Do quite like his drop dash animation though. They say something like he's back on Angel Island doing... Yeah, exactly. He's doing his job. I suppose that is the problem with a character like Knuckles, though, where you really sort of have to justify him being there, or you could just not bother. It's the same real problem, really, with a lot of characters in this series, like, especially Blaze and especially Silver. Shadow a little bit, but, yeah, in terms of characters that can just probably show up in any game, would probably put it down to Sonic, Tails, Amy, maybe Rouge? Possibly Cream? Assuming that Vanilla will let her out the house. And I suppose there are still a fair few characters you... Oh, that's a pretty cool full speed animation, but I'm not entirely certain where his pupils go. He just sort of goes full Broly a little bit. Just like he goes at maximum speed, and, just need to get up to maximum speed. If I can. Come on, game, work with me here. We need to get up to full speed, because I want to show... There we go. Kakarot! Yeah, for some reason, the pupils of his eyes just disappeared. I'm not sure if it was, intentional or not, but it just looks like he goes full Broly here for a second. Kakarot! Honestly, I could probably just stand here. Just love how he pulls his arms and like, really? Is this what you're gonna do to me? Just gonna run back and forth? How do you think that was gonna go? Gotta head out now. Glad you enjoyed your time. Gotta find that video for you. Much appreciated. But I think with that, I think that's all I really wanted to cover. Like, we've gone through a lot of the bonus stuff. We've gone through debug. We've gone through the main story. So I think all things considered, I think we're done here. So feel free to let me know, whether in the server or in the whether in the comments or in the server, what Sonic game you'd like me to play next, because I do have an idea as to what I'd want to do, but I want to hear your feedback. But that's enough for me. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.